Welcome back, Source Nation. You're listening live to Can We Talk by Master Relationship Coach Myra McKnight.
Hello everyone. This is Myra McKnight with Can We Talk. I am so glad and very happy that you allowed me to come into your space today. I appreciate your time because I know that it is extremely valuable, and we are going to have a great time as usual today. I have an amazing guest coming into the studio today, and she is about strategy. And I was thinking earlier today how strategy is about planning. I don't know everything about it because she's a professional, and I'm going to get some information from her myself. But strategy to me is about planning. What do you plan for? I've heard someone say that if you don't plan, you plan to fail. Planning isn't everything. Everything that you do when it comes to relationships, when it comes to getting up every day, going to work, planning out your day, washing your clothes, going to the car wash, meeting new people, everything is a plan. You have to get up every day with the intention of doing something, strategizing, making sure that you've dotted your I's, crossed the T's as much as possible. Are you going to be able to do all those things at once? No, not all the time, but you got to have a plan. You got to be willing to get in there and figure it out and make it work for you. And I think that's the biggest problem that a lot of us have is that we don't allow our plans to work for us. What do? Our plan works for everybody else. We get up and we're looking how we can be the best for somebody else, how we can help them be better, and not so much help them, but obligate ourselves to them so that it comes to the point whereas you want more for them than they want for themselves. So you're frustrated, you're angry, you're tired, you're wondering why you're not getting anywhere. Why should I keep doing this? Well, you're doing this because it's you. Choice that you made. What are you strategizing for yourself? What are you planning for yourself? What are you doing for yourself? I have a lot of ladies ask me, Myra, is that being selfish? No. You know what? It is not being selfish. Please be selfish sometimes, ladies. Please be selfish. Sometimes you got to take a Calgon minute. Sometimes you got to back up and you got to ask yourself, what about me? What do I need to do today for me? Earlier this week, I was busy doing some things in the business, had some clients, and I got a project that I'm working on, and I said, okay, this is not going the way I wanted to go. So I didn't get mad at anybody, but was I frustrated? Yeah, I was frustrated. And I could have taken it out on somebody. I could have taken it on my husband, my son, my brothers, my family, the dog, the cat, and I don't even have either one. I could have taken it out on somebody, but you know what? I got into myself, I got into my room, and I said, okay, Myra, what are you not doing? What door did you not look into? What door did you think was closed and you didn't even check it? What door did you not even create for yourself? That is on me. That's not on anybody else. And you know what? Later on that day, I start getting some clarity. I start getting some clarity as to where I should go and what I should do and how I should do it. And that gave me, it was just a prick of an opening. But you know what? That helped me because it took me out of the space I was in and put me in a different kind of space, a space of obligation to myself, a space where I had some time to think about where I was going and what I was doing and how I need to do it. Did I exhaust all my options? And that's what I asked myself. A lot of times, ladies, we're working on somebody else. Did we help this person? Could we have done something better for them? And, oh, does he like this? And why is he mad about that? And, no, he shouldn't have done that. That wasted time and it's wasted energy. And I just believe that that kind of energy, God wants us to do something serious with it. Because remember, we got to go full circle here. We can't spend 25, 30 years in drama mode. We got to move and we got to shift things in a position to where it can become better for us. Because when it's better for us, it's better for our family. So the word for tonight, ladies, It's going to be strategy. Remember, I have an amazing guest, and she is coming into the studio on the other side of the break, and she's going to talk about business, strategies in business, strategies in life, encouraging you how to do things differently. And one reason that you want to take heed to what my guest is going to talk about today is because we have to stop trying to reinvent the wheel. It's already been done. And when you see people that are successful, don't reinvent the wheel. Go with what they're giving you so that you won't make those mistakes, and then add your stuff on it. On the other side of the break, an amazing guest is going to be in the studio with me. Her name is Beverly Walthour. See you on the other side.
Source Nation, stay tuned. We'll be right back. You're listening live to Can We Talk by Master Relationship Coach Myra McKnight.
Source Radio Network is just one of the many platforms that is used to fulfill dreams of our listeners and create a purpose that will impact the lives of our communities, cities, and the world. It is often said that great things will happen when a group of driven people work together to accomplish one goal. We're giving people the opportunity to have a voice, translate words that haven't been heard, and paint pictures that no one has seen. Source Radio Network is fueling your life's purpose. How can you listen? www.blogtalkradio.com/Source Radio.
Sure, humans can be a little weird at times, but take it from me, I'm a dog. And a person is about the best thing that can happen to a shelter pet. So if you want to learn how you can be that person, get down to your local pet shelter or visit theshelterpetproject.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Welcome back, Source Nation. You're listening live to Can We Talk by Master Relationship Coach Myra McKnight.
Hello, Source Nation family. This is Myra McKnight with Can We Talk, and it is an amazing day. I am grateful for this day. Every day and every moment is so fantastic and it's so wonderful, and I am so immensely grateful, as well as grateful for you. And on this side of the break, as I promised you, I was going to have an amazing guest. She is a business and social media strategist. She empowers women, professional women, who work full-time and have an online business. Now, how many of you out there have an online business? Call your girls up, because I know you got them. She helps women step-by-step with strategies, resources, tips, and supports needed to gain clarity, and we just talked about that, visibility, clients in their online business. Come on, ladies. We need this help. You need it. I need it. My amazing guest is in the studio with me, and I'm glad she's here. Beverly, hello.
Hello.
Hello, Miss Beverly. How are you today?
I am incredible. How are you?
Oh, you know what? I'm incredible, too. I'm going to go there with you. Wonderful. I am so glad that you accepted my invitation to allow me to be in your space as well today, and for you to talk to us here at Source Nation about business strategies. It is amazing. I know you wrote a book, and I've saw your tweets and all kinds of things. I'm like, this girl got some stuff going on, and we really need to pull everything you got out in this 50 minutes here.
Well, I am definitely appreciative of the invitation. Thank you.
You're quite welcome. So tell our listening audience, Beverly, about you. I gave a little snippet of you, but you know what? You got so much going on, so I could not even do credit for that. So let our Source Nation family know a little bit more about you.
Okay, just a little bit more about me. Once again, I am Beverly Walthour. I am a business strategist. And actually, I started my first business back in 2007. So I've been doing this for a while. I like to say in my previous life, I was actually a middle school math teacher.
Hey!
And yes. And so about 6 or 7 years into it, I decided I wanted to actually become an entrepreneur. A friend of mine had a tutoring company. I'm like, hey, I teach math. I'm a teacher. Mm-hmm. I can tutor.
Right.
And that was pretty much like my preparation. Someone came to me who had done it, said she was successful, and Bev, why don't you do the same thing? So I said, sure. So that was my preparation for becoming an entrepreneur. Yes, becoming an entrepreneur. So and actually that year I had actually been nominated Teacher of the Year. So that's a huge accomplishment as an educator. Wow. And I walked away from it. So I served my year, and then that following year I said, okay, I'm leaving to become an entrepreneur, to start my home-based tutoring company. And so I did it. And actually about 2 years into it, actually closed it down because of fear. I was able to get clients. I was able to get clients, but it wasn't consistent. And so that fear kicked in. And so it was still, oh my gosh, how am I going to pay my bills? It was just me. So how am I going to pay my bills? What happens if I get sick? Those what if? Yes. And so that fear actually drove me back into what I was familiar with. I was familiar with teaching. I knew, when I was going to have breaks. I knew when I was going to get paid. I knew, in my retirement, my health, all of that was familiar. And so I went back to what I knew. And very disappointed because I felt like a failure. And so what I did, I put on a brave face, and I went back and, I'm happy, I'm awesome. Oh, this is just wonderful. But I wasn't. I was miserable. And so for 2 years I did that, but then that itch came back for me to actually do something different. But once again, we let fear keep us in places that either we should have never been in to begin with or that we should have left a long time ago.
Right.
And
wow.
Yes. So I actually,
and that's so amazing because, and I'm glad you're really being transparent about this because, I love to be practical and live to be transparent as much as possible. But some of the things that I heard you say, Beverly, is that, the fear factor, which a lot of us get and have gotten, and we were comfortable. And the way things are going today, we can't afford to be comfortable in jobs because I think that the mindset of what is trying to be the mindset is what trying to be built here for us is to stay in a job mindset. And like you just said, I was used to the check. I knew what my retirement was going to be. I knew all of those things, and that's playing it safe, And I can understand that. And I think 40, when you work the job 30, 40 years, I guess, they played it safe. But there is not even a guarantee that they'll keep you 5 years on a job, So you don't have any guarantee from an employer at all. And I say that to my son a lot. And I said, you know what? No matter what, there is going to be a shift. And you need to be on the right side of the shift when it comes because if you think this boat is going to float the same way all the time, you got another thing coming. It is going to change. And, what you were saying, you just stepped out there and said, you know what, I'm going to do or die. I'm going to get up in here and I'm going to make it work. And that takes courage.
Yes. And like I said, people thought I was crazy because it's like, wow, why would you give up that security? Why would you give up that comfort of knowing to go into the unknown? And so, like I said, I took that leap with faith is how I like to say, take a leap with faith. But like I said, it did not work out the way that I thought that it would.
Right.
And so, but I ended up, like I said, I went back. I stayed for another 7 years. I'm like, look, God, this is not what I want to do. So I walked away from the profession again. And that time I actually went in to become a trainer. And so I did that, and 6 months later, that position was eliminated. I'm like, wait a minute.
You were getting some direction there.
Yes. So I'm like, wait a minute, God. I know you did not bring me out of that, put me in this. Wait a minute, did I make the wrong decision? So I went from, being in a place where I was miserable to where a job I loved it. I loved what I was doing. And so I was able to get another position as a trainer. Once again, absolutely loved it. But once again, that entrepreneurial buzz came back. I had started a couple of more businesses in between. But this last time I was like, you know what? I'm ready to do it. Like you said a little earlier, us focusing on other people's plans. So I'm focusing on growing another company when I have my own.
Right.
That's in me, ready to be birthed. So why not me focus on myself? Just like you said, me focus on myself. It's not selfish.
Right.
And so that's what I did. So birth me now with the business strategist, because once again, I have 10 years of being an entrepreneur, successfully being able to do it. Although, like I said, I took the roundabout way. I took the long route.
Yeah.
But that experience actually helps me connect with my client.
Absolutely.
And so, having that connection is powerful. So I don't regret the path that took me to get here. It was a long time coming, 10 years, but
But you know what? I remember my grandmother used to say the long way home is sometimes the best way home. So as you said, you have to learn some things over that path, because there's something that's different about you that you had to pick up on that path. It doesn't mean that the person who moved out faster got there any faster. Sometimes you beat them even when you're going slow.
Exactly.
So it really kind of makes you say, okay, you go at the pace in which you are. And I think that's what God created us, just to do you in your way. Just do you. And that's the problem I think we have as women. We're so busy doing everybody else. We just don't do us. And then we're angry as to why the other person doesn't put so much in us as we put into them. But this is an opportunity, ladies, out here in Source Nation, and we have this amazing business strategist here that's going to help us. Here, Beverly, tell us how do we start? How do you help your clients? How do we get started in trying to get to a position to where we can feel the excitement like you do and what we do on our online?
And actually, I attract two types of clients. I attract those clients that, they have a business idea, and they're just like, Bev, I don't know how to execute this. So, they have, it's been planted in them. And so when I tell you we start from the beginning, as far as, okay, you have this business idea, let's validate this. You have it in your head and it's awesome in your mind, but we want to validate this with your ideal client to see if it's going to be a profitable idea for you. And so, so we get that idea validated. We identify who their ideal client is. One mistake that I see a lot, especially with women, in this business is, when I ask them, well, who's your ideal client? They'll say everybody. Everybody can do this right here. But they say that most of the time out of fear. Fear of, if I narrow it down and say I only want to work with single moms that, have this particular job, this particular income, then they feel like they're going to miss out on the moms, the single women and this particular position. But what I let them know is when you actually have such a broad base like that or a thought process like that, you actually do miss out on money, because when you're doing your marketing and promotion, people aren't able to identify with you because it's such a broad message. They're like, okay, well, she's not talking to me. But when you actually narrow down your ideal client, I even tell my clients, give her a name. And so, whenever you're doing any marketing, you pretend as if you were, like, that's your girl. Y'all are in the living room talking. Hey, if you want to have a glass of wine, whatever, Kool-Aid, whatever you drink, that's cool. But it's like you're sitting and you're having a conversation with her. And so, So
what you're saying, Beverly, the first thing is that you need to find your niche, your target market of who you identify with.
Yes.
Okay.
And usually that person is normally like some form of yourself, like some form of you in the past is usually who that person is.
Okay. Well, let me see. I'm trying to think. Let me play this back. I tried to start an online, matter of fact, I did one, and it just kind of lay dormant. And I was doing lingerie for plus-size women. Well, I don't want to say plus-size women, just somebody bigger than a 12, really. So, and because I was teaching the women how to be sexy and to feel good and have that confidence. And I guess, because there's no way I could even think about targeting that market for, small women, because I just never, ever, I can't hardly build a relationship like that with them because they are small, and I know that the other women, got a little pad on the side and those kind of things. We cried a little bit more. So you're saying just find who that target main person that will connect with you first.
Yes. Once again, and like I said, have that narrow. But I also let my clients, as you grow and expand as an entrepreneur, your ideal client is going to morph as well. So, don't feel like just because you choose someone when you start your business that 5 years down the road, it's that same person. So, so definitely growth mindset.
Okay, and that makes sense. And in my other business, that's exactly what happened. It starts to grow, and other people will come along, and you don't start out with a niche, but eventually you begin to grow into other niches, I guess.
Yes.
Okay. All righty. Okay. I hope you guys are listening out here. You are listening to Source Nation Can We Talk with your relationship coach, Myra McKnight, my awesome Beverly Walthour, who is our business strategist. Please give her a call. Give us a call, 619-924-0933. 619-924-0933, and ask your questions. The next thing is, once we do that, Beverly, what do we do?
Yes. Okay, so it's like, now I have this idea. Now I've pinpointed who my ideal client is, and once again, we've done that with some market research. And simply what market research is you asking your ideal client questions. Say, for instance, and I'm just making this up off the top of my head, you're a fitness coach. We'll say that. Okay. And so some of the questions you may ask during your market research is maybe, how much weight do you want to lose? What has been challenges for you in losing, we'll say, these last 10 pounds? What do you think your life would be like once you've lost that weight? Like what you're trying to do is get to the core of what's going on with that person and what's keeping them from achieving whatever their goals are. And so when you do that, you actually then, you use those words when it comes to your marketing. So, if that person is like, when I'm able to lose these last 10 pounds and, I'm able to go outside and play with my children more, I'm able to enjoy life in these terms. And so then when it comes to your marketing, you're able to use their words. And so I don't think there's anyone on this planet who hasn't seen a Facebook ad and you read through it and you're like, oh, my God, she's talking to me, to the point where you will give your name and your email address. And that's because they hit your pain point, and you're just like, wow, I need to find out more about this person. And so one of the ways to actually get that information is through that market research. So we've done that. And once you have that market research, then you can go ahead and create your product or your service, whatever your product or service is, based on what you found out as far as their pain points. You want to create something that's going to solve that pain point for them.
Their problem, right. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Good. Yeah, so it's really a process. And a lot of times what you'll do, in that time as well, you'll hear, especially in the online world, you'll hear freebie, create your freebie or your opt-in. And that's just the way, something that's of great value that you're going to give away for free. Well, not for free, because technically what you're asking them for is for their name and their email address, because then what you're doing is now building your email list. So you'll hear a lot of there's power in that list, power in the list. You want to build your list, you want to build your list. Because, you always hear if Facebook was to shut down tomorrow or Instagram was to shut down tomorrow, how would you be able to get in contact with those people? Well, if they're on your list, Facebook can disappear tomorrow, and it's okay because you have them on your list where you can continue to communicate with them without relying on a particular social media platform.
Okay. I have a question out here for us, Beverly. The young lady is asking, she is in Detroit, Michigan, and she is asking, do you always have to create a business plan?
Yeah. And you guys, business plans are especially useful if you have a brick and mortar or if you have a business where you want to raise capital, or you need capital, then business plans are awesome for that. For me, with online businesses, if you don't have to raise a lot of capital, which that's why a lot of people will do the online route versus a brick and mortar, especially to start off, because the overhead, of course, is a lot lower. And so usually what you can do when it comes to the business plan, you can actually do a one-pager, business plan where it has some of the same concepts, but you don't have to worry about those pieces about how you're going to secure, funding for this business. So it's not as in depth if you have an online business. Once again, you still want to have your concepts down. You still want to have your goals for the next 5-10 years, but it's not usually as in depth as a business plan if you did have like a brick and mortar where you were looking for funding.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, that definitely makes sense. With that person, just to add a little bit to what she's asking, would that person also, all the things that you would have to have for a brick and mortar, basically what you're saying is not, you don't have to have that here in the online process right now.
Correct. And like I said, even if you start off, it could be you can Google a one-page, a business one-pager or a business plan one-pager, and once again, it's just a way for you to get your thoughts down on paper. But, it's not nearly as huge as it is if you wanted capital. Okay. I got another question. She is from Savannah. Alex is from Savannah, and Alex is asking us, on the social media, do you have to do it every day, your social media platform? Okay. And from what I'm assuming she's saying is, like, do I have to post every day?
Yeah,
do I have
that's
to post
what she's saying. I believe that's what she's saying.
That's what I'm taking. One thing we have to keep in mind is people's attention spans are short. And, you want to, when I tell my clients, you want to remain consistent. So, for instance, if you're on Instagram, I'll just throw that out there, you don't want to just post once a week because you're going to get lost in that platform. The same thing with Facebook. Actually any of those platforms. You don't want to go days and weeks without posting to let people know, hey, I am here, this is the value that I'm providing. Now, now it can go into do I have to post multiple times a day? That's completely up to you and the platform that you're on. But certainly, I do strongly encourage that, more days than not, you are posting on your social media platforms and you're actually adding value. You're not just saying buy my product, but you're actually providing value. Yes. Right. Absolutely. Because I've seen on your Twitter to where you actually are giving value. You're pointing people to a specific thing that's going to benefit them in their online business. And that makes sense what you're saying, Beverly, because sometimes people just, are pointing, I don't know, they're just saying something, but it's actually not touching people from an emotional standpoint to where they can say, oh, you know what, I'm interested in that. Oh, I need that. Oh, that would be great. So I think is that kind of what you're saying? Yes, and I'm actually glad you pointed out Twitter because you also have to make sure you understand each platform. And Twitter is a different little world. Twitter, usually people, when they go to Twitter, they're going for information. They're not necessarily going for you to say, go buy this. So you want to point them somewhere that's going to give them information. And so that's why it's very important to make sure you understand the platform that you're on. And so like I said with Twitter, yes, that's why what I said with Twitter. And I'm glad you said that because I saw somebody hit something on Twitter. They were because I look at Twitter, it puts me to sleep. I'm always on it. I'm just scrolling through it at 2 o'clock in the morning because it's kind of, to me, is getting real-time updates kind of thing. And you're getting something from it. But I saw somebody advertising something with a cost, and it just felt so foreign when I saw that. And when you said that, it makes sense because, and that's something. Yeah, ladies, we don't even know what Twitter means. Oh, my goodness. Do not go out there and advertise on Twitter because it looked like it was like, ooh, that's kind of funky looking. I've never seen that before, and I hadn't seen it, and then you just put the dots together. Yeah, that makes sense. So, wow. The next question, which I know somebody's going to ask, Beverly, is, should we, because there are platforms where people put everything together, like Hootsuite or Hootsuite, Hootsuite, and they put everything together. So is that not a good idea? When you say, usually with those, and they're schedulers, and they're social media schedulers out there, And, all of them, work a little different. And with schedulers, what you can do, and I'm going to be, I'm always honest and transparent. I've only used two schedulers. And they both serve a different purpose. And with your schedulers, the one that I use, it allows me to have different categories. And so if I want to have content dealing with just blogs or content dealing with a freebie, I can actually schedule them into different categories and then schedule the time that they're posted. Now, so you want to be careful, of course, of which platform you're scheduling to, because once again, they serve a different purpose. And so a lot of the things that I tweet out, I don't put it on Facebook or Instagram because it's not a platform. Those are not the platforms for that type of content. One thing that people make a mistake with when it comes to a scheduler, they feel like, once I schedule this out, I'm done. I can walk away from my social media. No.
Right.
A scheduler, it is designed to help you save time so that, you go through. Usually I take a day where I just go through in what's called batch. I go through and just load up my scheduler. So that it's going to tweet out my content or post on Instagram or Facebook. But what I do is once that content is tweeted out or posted, I don't forget about it. Like I go and then it then frees me up to engage. So I don't have to worry about, okay, now I need to go through and post it now and then go back through and engage with the people that are engaging in my post. So once it's scheduled to go out at a certain time, then once again, I am now freed up to actually engage and interact. And you guys, with social media, it's all about you building relationships. And so that's key. So, yes, there's nothing wrong with using a scheduler if you use it correctly. If you know that, yes, it's designed to help me save time, but I still must engage with people. So if someone posts on my, make a comment, you need to respond, Or, or you go back and you reciprocate. You go back to their account and see what's going on and, leave a comment. But make sure it's meaningful comment. Make sure it's meaningful. It's not just you saying, good job or posting an emoji. You want it to actually do something meaningful as a way to build those relationships.
Wow. That's good. That's good stuff, Beverly. Nixie, Atlanta is calling. Atlanta is asking, do you have to respond to everybody that responds to you? Now, if you got 5,000 people on your social media platform, how do you do that?
See, and that's the thing. If it's outrageous like that, then actually it's a good thing. And I strongly encourage you. That may mean that you're at a place where maybe you need to start building a team and have a team to help you respond to those comments. Because this is my mindset. This is my perspective. Those people did not have to take time out to come on your page and make a comment. It was something about your content that triggered them to leave a comment. So my thing is, and I'm from the country, I'm old school, and I see it as it was always, when someone comes into your home, they speak. And, you speak back. When someone walks into your home, you speak. And so that's how I see it like that. That's how I view it. I'm like, that person spoke, and it's kind of rude for me not to speak back. Or, even if you just like the comment, you're still acknowledging that comment. And remember what I said earlier, social media is about building relationships.
And you know what? And you're saying it, and that's so true. I mean, it's so true. But, sometimes you just get some crazy stuff that people send to you, and you be like, look, I don't know you that well.
On the online space, yes, it is some I'm going to use the word undesirable, but it's the other word.
And, people are sending you stuff, and I hate those chain things that come, all that stuff, it just kind of gets overloading, but I guess with anything, you have to kind of weed it out and pick the kind of relationship. And it has to be beneficial, because some people are out there who have no thought process to what we're talking about, because that's not what they're into. But I think if I'm hearing right, is that if you are a business person, an entrepreneur, and you are building a business online, then you do want to begin building relationships, and you need to be looking for those. Should we maybe go to, if that person, I think the best thing would do is to click on, before you respond, click on their Facebook and see what they're about, and start doing that rather than just popping in so I have had a whole bunch of people, they say, hi there, and I know when they say hi there, I've learned now that they want me to get into multi-level marketing, and I just don't have time for that. But there's nothing wrong with it, but I was like, oh, my God, and I try to get out of there as nice as I can because I do speak to them. But then they're like, have you tried this? Have you tried that? And I'm thinking, people, do you think I have a moment to do anything else besides that? But I kind of, leave with them cordially. But you have to kind of go back. That's what I've been doing. I've been going to their Facebook and seeing what they're doing. Then, then I can respond in kind very, very shortly, but in a nice way.
Yes, and like I said, and to me, at this point, I'm like, it's just part of it comes with the territory, because yes, you'll get that. I don't know how many marriage proposals I've gotten in my DMs, but
well, you can stack those up. You can go through them one whole day.
But
if anybody's worthy. Oh my God, that's funny. Marriage proposals. Oh, you got it going on, Beverly. Ladies, y'all hear that? Y'all better get all our business, because Beverly's getting marriage proposals. Oh, my goodness. I got a lady, she called, where's she from? Oh, Tamika. Tamika is calling. Tamika wants to know what is the easiest online business to start. That's a tough one.
You know what? That's a tricky question, because the first thing that came to my mind, what I may consider easy, I may be able to hop on and do it, and within my first month, we say I make $5,000. You try to come behind me and do the same thing, and you make zero. And I'm like, no, it's so easy for me to do. But you're like, no, wait a minute. So, in all honesty, when you come to this online platform, and I'm going to be very honest. If you're coming from the perspective of making easy money, it's going to be very hard to do. Because what ends up happening when you come in with that perspective, you fall easier into some of these things that are online that are not legit. So you have to be very careful about coming from the perspective, I need to make easy money. Because like I said, people can spot that a mile away. And like I said, unfortunately, I mean, we're in this day and age with it, online, that there are scams out there. There are things and people out there where their only goal is to make money. They don't have that desire to actually help you be successful. So, where it says easy, easy to start, I can't say that it's something out there easy to start. What I always tell my clients, when they're trying to figure out what type of business to start, we actually have this little mind map, because that's the teacher in me. So this little graphic organizer that we use to actually kind of brainstorm some things, just things that you're good at, things that people would pay you for. So, looking at what's on your, quote-unquote, your resume, thinking about just your own, talents that you have, your own skills that people are always complimenting you on, things that you would do where you're just like, even if no one paid me, I would still do this. Like, those are the types of things you really want to think about starting. And I'm going to be honest, in this online world, like, there are people that are selling literally junk, like literally people's junk. So, I mean, you can pretty much sell anything online. But like I said, you definitely want it to be something where, like I said, you're jumping out of bed every day to go do it.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of like, like the perspective, the perspective you need to take it from versus I need something easy because, it's online and it's not as easy. You'll see people, oh, my gosh, I can tell you how to make $30,000 in a week. Hey, you may be able to, but, do I have to sell my firstborn child and my leg to do that? Yeah. Do I have to sell my
Right. Okay, so, we got another question here. The question is from, I can't pronounce your name, so I don't want to say it, but she's asking, do you have to do, everybody's doing the Facebook Live, and everybody's face is everywhere. Do you have to do that to build your online business? I'm not a face person, and my best friends are telling me about Facebook Live and And Tracy's telling me Facebook Live. I just can't get with that. I just, and I'm like, I don't know, am I vain or what is my problem? But I just like, you know those times when people look at it and you look at your face after you've done your Facebook Live or whatever you've done, then all of a sudden you look at it and it look like your face is turned all kind of crazy ways and all kinds of stuff, and you just look crazy. And I'm thinking, like, oh my goodness, if she had known she looked like that.
Okay.
But, that's just my shallowness. Forgive me, people. I love you anyway. But answer a question. Tell us, Beverly, is Facebook Live, and because I see Facebook Live and Periscope and all that. Tell us about that. Is what she's asking.
Pretty much all the major online social media platforms have a way for you to go live. Once again, you name them all. And so my thing is you pay attention to those types of trends. So there is a reason why these, Instagram now went from, Instagram stories to where it's 60 seconds to where I could do live, but then after I did live, it disappeared to now where I do live in 24 hours or whatever it is now. Like, you have to pay attention to why Instagram has gotten on board with that. Why has Twitter brought out Periscope? Why is Facebook Live, when you go live, they for a reason? And I can't even think of the statistic off the top of my head of how much video is consumed on a daily basis. And that is because, think about it, a lot of people don't like to read. So if I make an ebook or post it, sell an ebook, I may not want to buy that. But hey, if you create a video or a webinar to go along with it, I may watch that. Those that follow me, especially the ladies in my Facebook group, those that follow me, they know I am such a huge advocate of going live. I always say, yes, I would prefer, if someone said, Bev, I need you to hop on the video in the next 10 minutes, I'm like, okay, cool, I just need to make sure my puff is fine, and I will hop on video just like that. Now, making a post on social media, not so much, but I know it's because I like to talk, so...
And I guess it just kind of depends, but, I guess the answer to a question is, you need to do that. And I know Tracy tells me that a lot, and I'm getting there slowly but surely, but all my videos nobody's seen them yet but my husband. So, I'm trying to break out into that mode. And once I break out, y'all better watch out, ladies, because I'll be doing it all the time. But, right now, it's a crazy thing. So those are some amazing pieces of information that you've given us to be able to be better and to build our business. And it sounds like in what you're doing, Beverly, you're having a lot of fun as well.
Yes. If I'm not having that, because my thing is when I think about my job and when I was miserable, the alarm clock going off and there's tears springing up in my eyes because I wasn't happy. My thing is life is too short. Life is too short not to be. I'm like, God did not put me on this earth to be miserable. Absolutely. I don't believe it. So, if I'm not having fun, I don't want to do it.
I get what I feel you. I was like that working at law firms and at the Capitol. I just it was a busy place. It was I got tired of heels. I got tired of suits, and I just didn't. It just wasn't me. It was working for my purse, but it wasn't working for my the inner part of me. It just didn't work. And I want you to say a little bit more because I know we've talked a lot, but and we talked about the faith of because how you felt about getting out of what you were doing. I felt the same way, and I know that there's a lot of women who feel the same way. But would you suggest that they, even if they can't walk away, we got some single moms here, and we got some women who got obligations, and they have to stay. Would you suggest, doing what you're doing, but taking out that extra energy of your life and building your online platform, your online, whether it's a store or business or what have you, on a part-time basis?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I'm like, look, it's just me. So, hey, I need to pay my mortgage and car note and student loan. I am not one of those people that advocate, you just straight off walking off your job and not having a plan in place. No. Definitely, even when I was doing this particular business for a long time, I was working full-time and doing this. You can definitely, you can definitely build your business on the side until it gets to a point where you're just like, okay, now I can do, make that decision. But the way that I saw it, I saw my full-time job as a way to fund my business. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, yes. So when I wanted to buy a course, hey, I was able to buy a course because my job, that's how I saw it. That's how I saw it.
And that's important because I say to a lot of ladies, you let that job, because it helps you when you get up to go to it. If you let that job fund your dreams, you don't getting up every day, you don't have any tears because you know that you're going to make the paycheck to take care of the dream where you're going to get the kind of paycheck that you want, plus you're going to get the freedom.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because, we all are, a lot of people in a job, and it doesn't do good for your psyche, for your energy, for your health or anything to be somewhere. And I think that when the jobs report came out today, they were saying that there was a number of people who have just decided not to find a job. And I think that that's just so stupid to say that because it's not that they decided not to find a job. They just not decided to go out to these corporations and work. They decided to find a way to make their way, and that's the best way to do that. You might not get as much money, but as you continue on, you'll be surprised what the benefits are of you having your leisure time, your time to be with your family, be with yourself, make your money, be creative. There's a lot of pluses to that, but there's one big plus, Beverly, and tell me if you agree with me. If you're going to do this, you have to have commitment. You cannot just walk off a job and then start a business and sleep till 10, 11, 12, 1 o'clock at night, in the evening, even if you didn't get up, go to bed till 1 o'clock at night.
And that,
now, can you do that, Beverly?
No, and that was one of the biggest struggles for me was to maintain a schedule. Once I went full time, it is so tempting to roll over and say, you know what, I'm just gonna start my day at noon. No,
absolutely. You just like I don't have to punch a clock. I don't have to get up. I don't have to. But the beauty of that is because you don't have to, you do anyway.
Yes. That is so true. So yes. You definitely need to make sure you maintain some sort of schedule. Just so that you don't end up letting your business slip away because you got into that mindset of, hey, this is my business and I can do it this way. Yes, but you still need to run it as a business. Like you have
still got to run it. If nobody's going to run it for you, you still got to run it. You got to get up. No matter, I might be up to 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I think last time I went to bed about 4 or 5 for some crazy reason, but you still got to, your brain should always be turning as to what you're going to do tomorrow. And just like you said, your strategies, you got to plan it, you got to schedule it, and you got to plan these things out.
Yes.
And sometimes there's nobody but you to do it.
Exactly. Oh, yes, yeah. I mean, when you were an employee, it was other people, but now it's you. It's you, Lou. So, hey, what you going to do?
Absolutely. You got to do it. You can't you can call off then and not come in and then get paid for it. But now, if you don't have these things in place, if you call out and don't do anything, you are not getting paid at all.
Exactly.
It just does not work that way. Wow, that is amazing. Beverly, you have given us some stuff, and your energy is amazing, and I love having a conversation with people that got energy because, as you can tell, I'm kind of not that quiet. I'm pretty, I like to get into my conversations per se, but I want the ladies to give them as an entrepreneur, as a businesswoman, and things that you've had to do because you basically monetize on all what you are and who you are, and then you kind of did a spring. You jumped into something else using what you have. And I talk to ladies about that all the time is you got something already that has a platform, and all you got to do is build on it.
Yes. Yes,
so,
that is true.
In our closing, I want you to tell the ladies about how they can reach you. If they need your help, and I'm quite sure there's a bunch of folks need your help, your social media connections and those kind of things, how they can contact you, and leave us with a parting word for us tonight, Beverly.
Okay. To reach me, I am on all social media platforms. So I am on Twitter at Beverly Walthour. I'm on Instagram at Beverly Walthour. I am on Facebook. My Facebook page is Coach Beverly Walthour. I have a Facebook group. So if you find my Facebook page, then you'll be able to find my group. I'm on Pinterest. I'm on YouTube. So I'm all over social media.
Okay.
My website is BeverlyWalthour.com. And the parting word that I have is certainly, once again, if it's been placed on your heart to start a business, then I say listen to that and start making plans. And once again, start making plans, be it you start doing some research to figure out, okay, if you have a business idea, start that research. If you don't have a business idea, really sit down and brainstorm and ask yourself questions about, what you're really good at, those types of things that I mentioned a little earlier. And reach out and connect with people. And that's where I feel like a lot of us struggle, especially as women. Sometimes we can be a little leery of each other. But definitely reach out and network with people. And that's actually the purpose of my Facebook group. It was built on support, because when I started that first business, I didn't have the support. And so when I started this one, I was like, I wanted to create a community of women where they felt supported. And so if you have that support system, because especially if you have an online business, it can be very lonely out there. So, if you have that desire, I say act on it. Be strategic with it, start getting stuff in place, and then once again, make sure that you reach out and you have a community. If you don't have people in your inner circle, then definitely, hey, you can reach out to me. Definitely all about that community and having that support as well.
Absolutely. That is amazing. Beverly, you have been amazing. I would love to have you come back on the show very soon. I love your energy, and, just continue to kind of give us those little tidbits that helps us just kind of navigate, because it's good. Like you said, it's lonely out there. Sometimes you think you're the only one going through these particular things as you put your business out there, but, you got that expertise, and you got there because that's what you do, and it would be amazing to have you on the show again. So I want to thank you for allowing us into your space today and giving us exactly what we need. And we look forward to having you on the show again. Now, what I want to say is that you are the plan strategist, and all those proposals that you are getting online, you might want to try to kind of start strategizing on some of this. What you think?
I'm going to think about that.
It's not getting none. Now, you got all these out here. If you're not going to use them, you might want to share them. Maybe, share them a little bit.
Yes, I will share. Because if you're proposing to me via DM, I will gladly pass those on to Myra. I will make sure I send them to your inbox.
You can't pass them to me. I already got one, so I will pass them to somebody else.
My husband's not going to go for that yet.
Yeah, I don't think my husband will go for that either, really.
He's not going to okay, see?
Well, see, I didn't know you were married, so, no, we can't do that. So scratch that one totally.
You
just keep deleting them. That's what you keep doing. I'll let them stay out there.
There you go, yes.
So, Beverly, it's been a pleasure. It's been fun, a lot of fun with you. And you have an amazing, amazing day. And happy Mother's Day to you as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Have a good night.
You too. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All righty, Source Nation, this is Myra McKnight. What Can We Talk? That was a crazy, fun kind of business strategy information session. Beverly came to you all with we have a lot of great questions, and she came with a lot of good answers to kind of help us in our online businesses. No matter which one you choose, you got to choose one that does you. You got to choose one that's best for you. But, at the end of the day, you got to do something. You cannot, if you want to grow in your life, you're going to always have to change something. You cannot stay the same. And a lot of times women stay the same. They stay consistent in one thing. what's wrong, who's done it, why they do it, I'm tired, I don't know, why God. So we got this consistent violin play that goes on in our emotions, and we have to cut that string, even sometimes cutting our own apron string from our own backgrounds of relationships and sad stories and disappointments. You can go online for little or nothing and start something, start your business. I've seen weaves out here, people promoting weave, and I'm thinking, how are you selling hair? They're selling jewelry. I've seen $5 jewelry, beautiful jewelry. I've seen lingerie. I've seen special products. I've seen all kinds of things that as women, especially if you're looking to make some additional monies or you're at home, Avon, all kinds of stuff is out here. You can find it, and if you don't, if you have no idea and you want to do something different, try some overseas stores, and you can get bulk prices, little or nothing. There are a lot of ways that you can make money out here if you're not working a 9-to-5, or if you want to come off of your 9-to-5. You can determine what you want to do. It is all up to you. It is nobody's fault. If you don't do it, you can't blame anybody. You have to make sure that what you do is for you, because at the end of the day, that's all you have. Do you want to be 80 years old sitting on your porch and saying, I did the best I can? No, you didn't do the best you can. There's many things that you can be doing for you. The kids are going to grow up, they're going to grow old, and then sometimes what women do, after the kids get up and they get going, we're waiting on the grandkids. Well, you know what? That is a crazy thing to do. You still have life, and life more abundantly is what you have. So what you have to do is begin to do for you. Make sure you are a priority. You are a priority for yourself. You cannot be disappointed about any place that you are if you're not pushing the best that you can. There's a door that needs to be open, and you need to go into the door. If the door is not there, what do? You create the door. That's what's important. Don't waste a lot of time doing mundane things. And some people say, I'm happy where I am. Okay, then if that's where you are, then this conversation is not for you. But there are people that want to do better. They want to do more. They want to reach their pinnacle in their life. Your life is just not about getting married, having a man, having some kids, having some grandkids. That is just not the totality of us as women. You are too, women are too amazing. They're too smart. They got too much of everything just to do a few things. You can do a lot of things. So, that being said, again, I want to thank you truly, truly, truly for allowing me to come into your space today. And I will see you, hear you, and be with you in your space next Friday, where I have another amazing guest that's going to give us some more information about us and what we could do better for our lives. Some of it hits us and some of it doesn't. But whoever it's for, God bless us all. Thank you, ladies. Have a great night, and happy Mother's Day, starting off real early. Have a good night. Bye-bye.